Ochite again. Welcome, people. Carol J here. Welcome to Flashlight Unity. And the next video is called When This Fails. And we're going to get into it. I'll see you on the next shot. People, Ochite, welcome. Carol J here. Welcome back to Flashlight Unity. I got another video. Today's video is When This Fails. And this video, this particular image that we're talking about today is related to the impending destruction that's coming to our country. So let's without further ado, let's dive right in. And I'm just going to start from the fake community. Let's look over on the left-hand side. Well, first of all, let's ask the question. The question at the top states, do you know the state of your country? And so that's the question individually for everybody. You know, that depending on who you are is what you say. You know, do you think, and the next question is, do you think your country will tell you if something was wrong? And that's a question for each individual person. Do you literally think that your country will tell you if something was wrong, if you were in imminent danger, you know? Well, if you ask me, I would say no. I mean, really, just being honest, and this is just my personal beliefs, my personal perspective, I would have to say no. If you was to ask me if I thought that my country would tell me if something was wrong, the answer is no. So therefore, with that, knowing that and how I feel, that means that I have to kind of pay attention, because once again, this is the CTJ, this is the critical thinking joke, where we shake your mind to freedom, where we try to shake you to start thinking critically about stuff. Stop dropping the ball or putting all the eggs into one government. In other words, you're putting all your eggs, all your beliefs, all your securities, all your reassurances. I mean, you're just putting everything into a government that obviously don't care about the people. I mean, we could just see there's a lot of stuff going on. I did videos that goes into all of the things that's going on, and there's so much more. It would just take a lifetime, really, probably, to go over all the things that's going over that I feel is not serving the people. But for this particular image, we're going to talk about when this fails, and should destruction come to this country in the magnitude that I foresee, that it's been shown in my mind's eye, then this is going to fail. Let's take a look at the middle part. This is a road. This is a road anywhere USA. And let's just go with that. This is a road anywhere USA, and all the power lines have fallen down. All the lights, all the power lines have fallen down. You see there's a car that's done flipped over and it's on fire. And on the left of that, you see the city, the country is burning. It's burning. And this is right in line with the impending doom that's looming over this country due to the dealings of, the United States government and the relations around the world with the other countries around the world, So just take this for a minute. All of this, just imagine that this is a road anywhere USA. So it's not pinpointed to any particular street, town, city, state, or whatever have you. It could be all of the above. It could be one or two, but it could be anywhere. So imagine your city, your state, your community like this. Imagine waking up one morning and seeing your community like this. Now, what would that do to your mental? That would be a definite future shock, a definite state of shock. Look on the left-hand side. Right now, there's many people who have a whole slew of fake community. And when I say fake community, I mean like subscribers. Now, I'm not saying that all subscribers are fake, that they're not real people, that they wouldn't do this, they wouldn't do that. But if you got 300 and something thousand subscribers or more, and it could be less than that. I'll say if you got 10,000 subscribers, if you got 100 subscribers, you don't know 100 of those subscribers, personally. You may see an image of them, but you don't know them personally. Could you call them and ask them for, $100? Could you call them and ask them for, $500? Would they come if you called and needed them? You don't know. This is not a closed cut case of what I'm talking about. This is just generally speaking. Now, there's some instances where people do know their subscribers. I'm talking about on a general basis. You can have all these subscribers and you may not even know them, but yet they're registered as your friends. What is Facebook? Facebook got Facebook friends. And I think all the platforms got subscribers. I'm not abreast on all the going ons on all the platforms, but I do know some of the lingo. I do know some of the lingo, and I know it's like subscribers and it's like friends, and and then it probably goes deeper than that depending on what platform you're on. But for now, we just gonna talk about subscribers and friends. And in a fake community, it would appear that you have a lot. I mean, it'll make you feel like you on top of the world. You on top of the world. I got such and such subscribers. I'm the bomb. It will boost your ego. But suppose something was to happen. Suppose something was to happen where your computer went black and you couldn't see the number of subscribers that you had. You couldn't see none of the friends that it shows on your profile or anything like that. Suppose the computer went black. What would you do? I mean, would you could you reach out to those subscribers, those friends that you see when the screen is on? Could you reach out to them if you was in a detrimental, dire straight situation and you needed somebody to call or reach out to? Could you reach out to them? I mean, would you be on your own, or would you lean on your hundreds of thousands of subscribers? Or could you? This is the question I want to ask you, because I'm trying to shake your mind to freedom. I'm trying to have you critically think, to let you know that the time has come, that it's been time. And we overdue. We passed the time. There's nowhere in the world that we should be living where people don't talk to each other in real life. Why are we not talking to each other in real life? There's over 300 million people. And I'm going to keep saying this so I can drill it into your head. There's over 300 million people in the United States. Why do people not communicate more? I remember back in the day where there was no cell phones. People you had to communicate. You had to talk to people. So with the creation of these platforms and social media, you would think that it connected people more, and in reality, it's separated. It's separating people more. People are more distant than ever before, because now they don't even have to leave their house. They don't have to put forth any effort to speak to anybody or communicate with anybody on a direct level, because they can do it all behind a screen. And let's face it, you got more courage, more bravery, more social skills behind the screen. Even me, I'm doing this video, I don't mind doing it, showing my face, but behind the screen, so I'm just talking, what I mean? I ain't got to worry about, wait, my eyebrows look, it's just easier to talk behind the screen. But is it real, though? Is it real? Okay, so let's switch over to the right side of the screen, and we see the community. We see people at the park, or a community there, they're talking. We see another image of two, I don't know if they strangers, but it's just two individuals, and they're engaging in something. They're bonding, whatever it is. They're face to face. You know what I mean? They're not talking over a computer screen, and they appear to be somewhat close. You know what I mean? Because they touching. I don't know if they shaking hands. I don't even know what that picture is doing, but it's not a matter of what they're doing. It's just showing the face to face. The communication, the contact. And, and then it looks like another picture under that. It looks like, these look like they could be strangers, or they could just be people who know each other in the neighborhood. They have actually taken the time to start, have a conversation. And that's pretty much all it takes. They may only talk, 5 or 10 minutes, but in those 5 or 10 minutes, they probably shared a good piece of information. You can get a lot of information in 10 minutes. Let's say you pose a question to somebody and you get their perspective, and, and you have a perspective. Suppose you get their perspective and it solves your issue that you may have had with that perspective. This is how easy we can start communicating with each other, and just start being more comfortable with just talking to each other just on a general. If people would drop the hangups that they have, or the judgment that they have, or somebody else, or the fear of rejection that they have for themselves, then we can talk and just hang out, and it would be nothing. It wouldn't be no pressure to talk for no certain amount of time. It would just flow. And we need to get to that flow state, because, let's go to the middle of this image here. Let's go back to the road. Let's go back to the road, and this is in no way funny. This is in no way a joke, but it's a realization. And I'm trying to drill it in to let you know that, with this impeding danger and destruction, this is potentially what you can see. This is potentially what the United States can come to. And when and if this fails, you're going to need a community. You're going to need a community, a live community, because once again, the screen is dead. If the particular thing happens, you see the towers, that's the wires, that's down. There will be no cell phones. There will be no telephones. There will be no cell phones. There will be no computers. And not to say that it'll be forever, but initially, there is not going to be any phone communication lines. So you're going to have to talk to people in person. You're going to have to get with community, get with people. It's going to be a thing where you're going to have to help each other out. We're going to have to. It's just no other way around it. If we experience detrimental danger, of destruction, we're going to be happy to see somebody else. In all honesty, right now, you feel like you don't have to, because you got your computer to hide behind. You can go home and be the man, be the woman when you go home, because you got all these followers, and you can look at that number and see that number and relish in that number, and you can feel like the man. But when this happens, you're going to be happy to see another person, because when the lights go out and you by yourself, the idea of seeing another person who is also going through what you're going through, but that y'all can put your heads together and think of things and just share things and just come together in a community, it's going to make all the difference in the world, especially when it comes down to survival. We're going to have to unite. It's time for us to unite right now, right here and now, before this fails, it's time for us to unite. Really, it's time for you to start talking to people. You don't have to know them. You can talk to somebody at the coffee shop. You can talk to somebody at the train station. You can talk to somebody at the gas station. You can ask the question, hey, how you doing? Have you heard so and so? You don't have to know them. It's just that easy. You can just strike up a conversation. Once everybody get on one accord and know that it's okay to talk to people, to express your views, your perspectives on things, it will become the norm, because at once upon a time, that's how it was. People would just talk. And now it's like people look down. And if they're not looking down, they're looking at their phones. People can't even see. I bet you people don't even know what area, what was it surrounding them when they go places, because I just observe people when they walk around and when they get out the car. Everybody is looking at their phone. And when you're looking at your phone, you do not have domain awareness. You don't really know what's going on around you. You couldn't, if somebody said describe something, you wouldn't even know, because you're looking at your phone. We got to get away from these phones, guys, because if this fails in the way that it potentially can fail, we're gonna need to talk. It's a must. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Ain't no way around it. We're gonna have to communicate, and it ain't gonna be no such thing as, oh, I don't like them. I don't want to communicate. It's gonna be a situation where, guess what? In a world of survival, when it comes down to do or die, you're gonna have to do, and that's just it. That's the truth. You just gonna have to do, and it ain't no other way around it. So why not start now? Start now, because honestly, we need to get some questions asked before this fails. I mean, if it's a potential for this failing, it's time for us to come together now and start asking some questions before this fails, so we really can get an idea of what needs to be done and start preparing. Because this ain't gonna be nothing nice, because I'm here to tell you, I ain't ready to wake up and see my road looking like this in anywhere USA. I don't want to wake up and see no cars upside down on fire, and I damn sure don't want to see my country, my city, or nobody else's city raging with flames on fire. So the time is now. Stop talking. Get out to social media. Just make it a point. Be like, you know what? I'm going to talk to 2 people today. You going to have to do it now or later anyway. You're going to either do it now or you're going to be forced to do it later. So I say start doing it now, because the idea is to get answers now. We got to come together and ask questions. We need to find out. Go back to those first questions at the top of the picture. Do you know the state of your country? Which means, do you know what the hell your government is doing? Do you know, are they going out, showing out when they go somewhere else? Are they pissing people off? Are people mad at them? Are they going to take it out on them? Are you going to get caught in the crossfire? These are questions you need to ask, and you can't ask them by yourself. You can't ask them looking at your numbers on the screen. You're going to have to get with people, talk to people, ask questions, come together, make some plans, and build a strategy so we can find out what's going on. So we can ask these questions. What is the state of our country? And is there something wrong? So we can know ahead of time, so we can potentially prepare, But that's it on this video. I'm just highlighting, I'm trying to get your mind to critically think. I'm trying to shake it to freedom. Because if you don't get your head out of the social media, out of this phone, and start communicating and going outside, being outside for once, people always say, I'm outside. But if you rushing outside and you get in your car and you walk in the store and you ain't making no eye contact with nobody, you get back in your car and you go right back in the house, were you really outside? Were you really outside? Well, now is the time. We're going to have to communicate, guys. It's time to start communicating, getting with other people, developing community, because you're going to have to do it now, and you definitely going to have to do it later. And that's what I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say on this video, and I'm going to end it here, and I'm going to say it again. We got to get over before we go under. Until the next video, Ochite.